All right, good afternoon. It's John McLaughlin. I hope you're all well. It's 1 o'clock. It's just gone 1 o'clock actually in the UK. It's the 20th of December, and we're going to do another Crossfire session strategy with the Forex Trading. And currently we've got on the charts, we've got Euro CAD, the Euro USD, the GBP CAD and GBP USD. So what I'm going to do first is put them all on the 15-minute time frame. We'll get straight into it, and then we can go back and see what's happened over the last 24 hours. Okay, so 15-minute time frame on the pound US dollar, and let's start with the Euro CAD. Let's start with the Euro CAD. Right, so vertical line. I'm going to put the vertical line on the 1300 candle. Okay, make sure it's on the 15-minute. And I'll go and put a couple of trend lines on. So if you know the strategy by now, you'll know that we use two trend lines, a buy trend line and a sell trend line, and we put them on the 1500, the 1300 candle, and essentially what we're doing, we're looking for. See, I can't do anything twice. I can't talk and press a key at the same time. Right, I've got to split it up. So yeah, what we're looking to do is once these trend lines are on, we're looking at potential buys when the price goes above the green trend line. And we're looking at potential sells when it comes below the red trend line, and we put those on at 13.15, which is in 11 minutes time. So let's just go to the Euro USD, put it on the 15-minute time frame. The other thing I quite like to do as well when I'm putting these trend lines on is just take off the indicators. So I'll take off the straightforward, take off the EMA clouds, and then we can put it on. So it's a lot neater, it's a lot easier to see. And it would be nice if we could just leave them off all the time, but we need them. Okay, so put that on the green. Right, so again, just waiting. 13.15. Take the indicators off. 15-minute time frame. We've got our 1300 vertical line. You don't need the vertical line on there, but again, it's up to you if you put it on. I just like it on. I'm quite like I always say, I'm kind of visual. I'm a visual person, so I kind of like to see things, hence the visual name. GBP USD, it's on the 15-minute. We'll take off the indicators. We'll put our vertical line on, and we'll put a couple of trend lines on there as well. We'll take the trend line to about 1730, 1800. Thereabouts. So that's okay. And this actual session, the 6 a.m. session, which is the open of the start of the London pre-London Open, and this is 1300, which we're looking at the New York Open. Okay, so sometimes this strategy can take us over to late afternoon, maybe early evening, depending on what you're doing. So it's still relevant what we're doing here, still relevant for later in the afternoon from 1 p.m. till, it used to be 1 till 3, but now we've noticed that some trades are still relevant later on. So what I like to do, I like to go and have a look at the chart, see what's happened. This is the 15-minute time frame, and I like to go and have a look at the imbalance. So what I'll do for now, I'll take off our areas of interest just so we don't have too much clutter on the screen, because we can put those back on. So imbalance, let's have a look for imbalance. So essentially we're looking for big moves where we've got, see there, we've got coverage at the back and we've got a little bit of cover from here. Obviously that's where price has come back up to try to take out some of that imbalance. It was between these two wicks, between wick number 1 or candle 1 and candle 3, okay, of this wick. So let's go and put that on, just actually touching that wick there. So it's only a tiny bit of imbalance, not much now, a lot of it's been taken out. Okay, what I like to do is put my imbalance template on there. This imbalance here was from a previous area of imbalance, so that's been taken out, so we can remove that. What else have we got? We've got some imbalance up here. Let's make this a bit bigger, just so we can see it. Alright. Definitely imbalance there. That was 13:30 yesterday when the news hit. We had some interesting moves today at 7. I think it was 7 a.m. on the 6 o'clock. Some pretty like 80 pip moves instantly. 80 pips. Bang on 7 o'clock. Have a look at that. If I'll put a card up there, so if you want to have a look at the 6 o'clock, you can have a look at the card, and you can that'll link straight to that session. It was a good session as well. It just, one of the biggest takeaways of that session was looking left to find out where price has been before, putting our areas of interest on there, and it hit pretty much perfectly. Okay, right, that's it. Euro USD. Again, imbalance is going to be in similar positions. We can put it on there. Just there. Just tiny pockets of imbalance, but again, if you don't put them on, then price will go to a certain point, and you'll think, well, why has price gone there? What's happening with the price? And you put the imbalance on. I'll leave them. I know they're not straight, but hey, let's have to suffer today. Right, so this is previous imbalance here. There's quite a lot previously. So this is from Friday, the 15th, and this has been mitigated up to here. So we'll just extend it across so we know what we're playing with. There we go. So there may well be a bit more to the downside. So this has been taken out, but we've got some more imbalance here. So let's just see if I can move that across. Right, that's not so bad. Right, let's leave it at that. So, 2 minutes yet before we can put the trend lines on. What have we got in terms of imbalance? Look at all this. This was the 7 o'clock from this morning. Huge move. Like I said, 80 it was 82 pips in well, pretty much instantly. So market manipulation going on. So that's that. That's the imbalance from there. Price went down. It's a here. That's a little bit of imbalance on here, but no, there isn't actually. Okay, tiny bit on there, but that's been taken out. Okay. Right, that's good. Okay, so we'll just see if we can bring this across. No, put it across too far. Right, last one, GBP USD, and again it's going to be very similar because we had the news this morning, 7 o'clock. So there was a tiny bit of imbalance in there. We'll put it on. I know it's a bit of a pain sometimes putting all these different lines on, but you know what? When you start dealing with your money, you do what you can to protect it, okay? And if it means spending a bit more time going through things, then so be it. And okay, so this has been mitigated. So have we got any imbalance in this area here? That would be just a bit there. Okay, good. Right, so we'll go back to our Euro CAD. We're now 13.16, so we can put everything on. I'll take off the indicators. So we're looking for the higher high next to the 1300 candle. Put the crosshairs on the top of the wick, and the higher high we'll say is this candle here. So we'll put our magnet tool on, put that on the top, and then this will just touch the top of the wick, just there. Okay. Sorry, I got that wrong way around. The higher high is for the green candle. Okay, lower low is the candle next to it, which is here, and we'll go up and we will touch the bottom of the wick. There we go. Put that onto the 2 minutes, and we'll put our indicators back on. And there we go. We're ready and waiting, and we are poised with this pair. Okay, right, let's go to the next one. Euro USD on the 15-minute time frame. The higher high for this one is this candle up here. Magnet tool goes on straight up onto there, and it's pretty much in position there. Okay, good. Right, the lower low next to this one is the one next to it, so we'll put that on there. And we'll take this one up to the bottom of the candle, or the bottom of the wick. Put it on for 2 minutes. We'll take off the magnet tool and we'll put our indicators back on. And that's us ready. GBP CAD. Right, the higher high next to this one is this green candle here, just there. And we'll put that on top of the wick. Lower low is the one next to it, and we'll put that on the bottom of the green wick. There we go, quite steep. That's where we are. Put it on my 2 minutes. Indicators back on. Magnets all off. Okay, there we go. Good. Last one, GU. Higher high is, I'll say it's just the next wick. Okay. It's kind of, it's going to be fairly flat, but it's where it is. There we go. And the lower low is the same wick next to it. There we go. That's it. Okay, 2 minute time frame. Magnet tool off, and we'll put our indicators back on. Okay, we're ready to go. So that's us. Let's go and analyze the charts. Let's go and see what's going on. So Euro CAD. Right, so we've got price coming up to the green trend line. The green trend line is offering resistance, and obviously what we want the candle to push through the green trend line and move to the upside for potential buys. But right now it's just offering resistance, bouncing off. And wherever you see a line on the chart, it's either going to bounce or break. Well, it'll do three things: it'll bounce, break, or go sideways. And here you can see it went up and bounced. Okay, and what that tells me, and what that should tell you, is that our trend lines are in exactly the right place. Okay, exactly the right place. And currently we're in what we call no man's land anyway. We've got the crossover, so in this area you're getting so much support, resistance, opposing things going on. You don't want to be getting into a trade in this area at all. You want to break out to the upside, or you want to break out to the downside, and then we start analysing from there. So Euro USD is the same. I was going to take a slow look up then, but I'll wait. So Euro USD is the same. It's bouncing off the green trend line. So GBP CAD. Okay, this is interesting. So we're a minute and 23. It's just clear of that. Okay, it's just clear. In fact, I'll tell you what I haven't done. I haven't checked the news. Right, so 1330 as usual USD, and then 1400 we've got Euro. So GBP CAD, okay, it's we've got 45 seconds on this time frame, and if we end up in clear air, the next kind of area of interest would be these lower lows here, and then if we have a look to the left first, but then we've got these pivot lines. So from where price is, we've got 18, 19 pips to the pivot. We've got, yeah, you see we've got equal lows there, so that is going to be a significant area. In fact, that area there is going to be significant. However, if we were to look at getting in this, okay, we'd short the position. We'd put our stop loss up here, okay, above that trend line, which gives us 5.9 pips, which is quite nice. I always like a little bit more, so it just gives you a bit more room, okay. And then if we're looking at a 1 to 2, okay, there's a 1 to 2, and that takes us below the area. So again, it's a little bit. Would it go down to the pivot line? Well, what's happened previously? And I think if we look at the session from this morning, the last time the GBP was this low compared to CAD was April, May time, early in the year. Okay, so we're pushing our luck if we want price to come down even further. Okay, and what I would do, I'd increase the time frame, and I'll show you in a minute because I just want to go through the other pairs quick. So you'd put it on a bigger time frame. This morning we put it on the weekly to look left, far enough left to get those points of interest. Okay, but those points of interest we can see right now are just here. Okay, so let's put it on. There's a point of interest, okay, and our take profit goes below that. So again, we're pushing our luck, and also we'll push our luck because price is going up in the opposite direction, obviously. Okay, so that's not going to work. Okay, but you know, that's what we're looking at for those potential sells. Currently, pound US dollar is in no man's land, and as I said before, US dollar is, they've got medium impact news, but it really doesn't matter too much. You've still got to be really mindful of it. So what I'll do, I'll just put a little thing there. I have a, just says news, all right, for the US, just again, just to give me a visual. So Euro CAD again is in no man's land. What have we got in terms of the euro for news? 1400. So I'll put a little bit of a thing on 1400. Vertical line goes on 1400. I'll just put the template on news. That's okay. Right. Euro USD, no man's land. But again, what time do we say for this? Yeah, 14, and then we've got 1500 news. But that's going to be, because it's high impact, that's going to be showing up on our trading view chart. It'll come with a circle with red around it. So 1400 for the euro. Yeah, still in no man's land. It'll probably go back up to this line and bounce off, and it'll bounce around here for a little while until it does something. But until it does something, we're just going to sit tight. Let's just take this off for now. So just because the strategy says when prices go below the red or above the green, we consider a buy or a sell, we don't necessarily take it. We have to look at all the different probability stacks and look at all the information that we've got, that it's given us. Okay, so lots of things. So what do we got? What have we got on the chart? Well, we've got the wave down and the wave up. So the first kind of indicator that we've got is, are we in a wave down? And currently we are. Okay, second thing is the PSAR, the parabolic stop and reverse. What's the direction of that and what color is it? Well, it's red. Okay, so red is positive for a sell, and also the PSAR is quite a good distance away from the candle, from the body. Okay, so again, that adds to our probability. The price currently is below the red trend line. Our EMAs right now, we've got the 5, which is the white one, the 13, the 62, and the 200 moving average up there. Okay, they're all kind of in order, and I like to see them in order. They were certainly in order around here. Now it's starting to cross over. So when they start to cross over, it's giving you an indication that price is reversing. How else do you know price is reversing? Well, the bloody candle's going green. All right, simple. All right. So the first thing I would say is try and understand price action by looking at the candles with as minimal amount of indicators as you can, and that will make you into a better trader. Down here we've got the water avatar. Okay, quick explanation of that. So we've got this blue area, which is the dead zone. Okay, we've got the histogram, which indicates buys or sells. Okay, the darker the red or the darker the green indicates a stronger price, and then the lighter it goes, then it indicates a weaker price. Then we've got this line here, which is called the explosion line. Okay, so when the explosion line is moving away from this dead zone, it indicates strength, and then when it starts to kind of hover off and then go back down again, it indicates weakness. Okay, so right now we've got a little bit of strength building for the buys, but we're still inside the dead zone. So again, we're not really interested in taking anything right now. Okay, because what we've got a bit of a fight between buyers and sellers. All right, so we've got price going up. Price wants to go up, but price currently is resisting against the trend line. You can see, look, it's just following the trend line up. Okay, so again, does it give you a confirmation that this strategy works, the trend lines work, and they're put in the right place, the right position? Yeah, absolutely it does, and it gives you confidence in what you're doing completely. So again, pound USD is currently in no man's land again. If this went up, okay, it's got to get through this resistance area. So you've got resistance on the moving average, resistance on the trend line, and we would want some clear air above the trend line, and then we've got to meet another barrier, which is the pivot, okay, and then we've got to ask ourselves, if it gets above the pivot, have we got enough, is there enough legs, is there enough volume from the buyers to take us up to the 200 moving average, and also is there enough in it, i.e. is there enough pips? Okay, 7.4 pips. So when you take into consideration broker spread, you're probably looking at maybe 5 pips, and then you're looking at getting in at the right point. Okay, it's not worth it. So we're not interested in buys because there are too many obstacles in the way, even though price may well go up. Okay, you may see this buy all the way up to there. Okay, the numbers still don't work for this strategy. Okay, because if you know whatever strategy you do, if you sort of go away from the strategy, then you're just kind of gambling. All right, so you'll see how price is going to go up. With 25 seconds left on this time frame, and what we're looking for is we're looking for the candle to break away and have some clear air between the trend line and also up here. So you want a gap. That's what I'm saying. You want a bit of a gap, a vacuum, as some people call it. But then even then, we've still got a lot of resistance from the pivots, as you can see from here. Previous resistance, and it bounced off and went to the downside. So this may well do the same. But again, we're not interested in taking buys unless it goes past the 200 moving average and starts to move up, in which case the bottom of the imbalance would be resistance. Okay, we know that this area has got to be taken out, and it's a big area. We know it's got to be taken out, and if it does go up to this area, the chances are that it may well go up quite rapidly and go up to the imbalance. So I go up to that, take out the imbalance and go up to that pivot, which it could well do. Okay, but we're not interested in getting in a trade right now until it gets above the 200 moving average. And if it does, if we get clear air, then we've got many pips to be had. Okay, but again, the main thing is we're looking at is mitigating our risks. So Euro CAD still in no man's land. It may well want to go up. Okay, so again, we've got a lot of obstacles. The imbalance, okay, all the way up to here, there. Okay, so we'll just wait and see. Currently, right now, this trend line is offering resistance, so we'll just wait and see. Euro USD. So it's starting to move up, away from, or it's starting to challenge that 200 moving average. Remember that this morning we had this. Where has it gone? We can't see it because it's all the way up there. Okay, big move this morning at 7 o'clock. Here. Where are we? Oh, it's yesterday. Sorry, I've got the wrong pair. Let's just put it back on for 2 minutes. I was thinking it was the wrong. Yeah, it's the wrong pair. So we may well see price coming up to this area here of the imbalance. Okay, and if we measure this from where price is right now, we've got 8 pips to the pivot line, taking out that imbalance. It may well go up to there. Okay, then we've got another 12 pips to this imbalance. Then we've got a bit of clear air, so it gets us up to here. So kind of what I would be looking for is really to get the price kind of up to here before I consider getting into a trade because there's too many. These are obstacles in the way. And even though, like I said, even though price or the markets need to take out the imbalance can still form, you know, resistance on the way up or on the way down. Cheers. All right, so GBP CAD. So I said before, what I want is price to go above the 200 moving average, and currently it's just testing the area. But again, it could be quite a tasty little trade if it gets above, and we're kind of 11 pips, kind of just around enough. But again, it depends on our stop loss. So let's have a look at those numbers. So we're going to go long. Okay, that's where we are right now. Okay, sort of somewhere below. So if we take it to these previous highs, you could even take it to these highs here. Okay, so the body, let me just take it a little bit, just a tiny bit below. Okay, still at 8 pips, still quite nice. And then a 1-to-2 ratio on this. Again, it just takes us just above there. Okay, which ideally I would want the take profit to be just below the pivot, which means kind of going into a slightly slimmer stop loss, which I'm not really. I wouldn't really be doing that. When this isn't ready yet, and I'm just putting this on to illustrate the point. Excuse me, because it's bouncing off for 200, and if it does go above the 200 and we end up with clear air, then potentially it could go all the way up. But right now it's not ready. So we've got 51 seconds left on this time frame. So let's just monitor that. Okay, we'll put that on the position. There we go. Put that on there. So Euro USD is doing exactly the same sort of thing. Again, if this breaks out, okay, into this clear air, then we'll be looking at potentially. I've got 13 pips, so yeah, we could if it goes above, then we could get in. Okay, stop losses are a little bit far away on this for me. No, we're okay on that. So we look at this engulfing candle here. Okay, this is not a bad area. Okay, and then if we're looking at 1-to-2, risk to reward ratio 2. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so as long as we're sort of below the red trend line. Okay, if we were to go any further down, it's just the stop loss is too much for me. On the 2-minute time frame, you know, you're dealing with you're doing scalping. Okay, so you want a fairly tight stop loss, but a sensible one. You know, what you don't want to be doing is being too optimistic with your pricing and getting stopped out because it just wicked out your stop loss. It's so frustrating when that happens. But like I say, this isn't ready yet. Okay, this isn't quite ready yet. And when it does become ready, then I'm sure there'll be opportunities to maybe, depending on what price does, but put the stop loss just below, just around here. Okay, just below the pivot line. Okay, which would be more sensible. But again, we've got to look at price action first and weigh up the odds. But in terms of a strategy, where are we? We're in a wave up. Okay, PSARs are green and they're flipped. There's a decent bit of distance away from the candle. The moving averages are a little bit bunched up here, but the moving averages aren't really in the right order. So we've got the 200, then we've got the 5, then the 13, then the 62, then we've got our trend line. So it's a little bit of a mishmash at the moment. what our ATAR is telling us that there's not much volume, okay, and we're kind of approaching back into the dead zone. So you can see how it came out positive, kind of leveled off, and then started to kind of just go back up, okay, showing us that the volume is slowing down on the buys. And obviously it has, because look, candles have turned green, turn red there, red, okay. So again, just wait and see. EuroCAD, no man's land. We never get into a trade when it's in this position, okay, so we just wait for that. What have we got here? That's better. We're still straddling the 200 moving average. You can see that's offering resistance. So again, what I want to do is wait until price goes up positively. So we've got another minute left on this time frame, and it looks like price wants to go back up, but it's resisting, and we've got resistance. So if we get clear air between here and the next candle and we start to go up, we might want to consider what's going on. And again, then we look at sort of different areas of interest. Okay, so from here, where's the next area of interest? So you could look at areas around here, around there, this high. Okay, so from there you've got that high. So it tapped it there, and you see how it missed the tap there. Okay, but it tapped it there. What I would do, I'll bring it down, okay, because that is more realistic. Okay, so then you would go back to your price. Oh, damn. Sorry, I'll just there we go. You go back to your price and you would say, okay, so what have we got? Well, we've got an area of interest here, so price may well get through. It's just, see how it's just got past that 200 moving average, a tiny gap. You see, tiny gap. Now it may well retrace, and it may well come back and touch it again. Okay, which means there's still resistance in that area. But if it does go up, the next area of resistance is here. Okay, so what does that give us? About a pip, 3.1 pips. But it depends on the price action. You know, if it's positive, if price moves in a positive direction, then you can see what may well happen. If price kind of meanders, it's like like that. Okay, and don't forget you got to do all the noises, because that makes a real big difference. Price is just going, yeah, no, not quite ready. Okay, yes, I'm above the 200 moving average, but look, you know, in a minute of this time frame, it's not done anything. Okay, here you've got a doji candle, indecision, so we'll monitor it and we'll come back. We'll see what happens in a bit. GBP CAD, okay, that's yeah, it didn't make it above. See, it didn't make it above that 200 moving average, and it bounced off, and now it's going back down to the downside. So nothing happened on that. The other thing you got to remember as well is that the time of year, you know, it's the 20th of December. You know, in 5 years' time, everyone's going to be, you know, eating turkey and huddled around watching crap telly. So, you know, the markets, they go. The volume is less, because there are people now on you know, Christmas holidays, and there's going to be less volatility. Okay, there'll still be opportunities to take trades, don't get me wrong, okay, until the market actually closes, but it'll be slightly different, and you'll feel the impact of Christmas and the holidays much as you do when you start trading on a Monday morning. Okay, the markets are always a little bit sleepy, and it takes until Monday afternoon, Tuesday to really get going. You know, and Tuesday to Thursday are always good trading days. Unless you trade in crypto, and you can trade when you like, 24 hours a day, as long as you like massive spreads. Yeah. So this is bounced off of 200, and now it just seems to be kind of meandering sideways. Just going to show our news again. So our US news is at 1500. Excuse me, turn that. US news at 1500. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be coming up. I'm sure Trading View will let me know. Although, like many things that you have in trading, you should never trust just one thing. Okay, always do things manual as possible. Okay, so many people are getting obsessed with AI, ooh, AI. Yeah, until AI breaks down, or until it gets used for nefarious reasons. Just do things manually. All right. Learn your trade. Don't always take the easy route. Yeah, so it's still bouncing off. Nothing really much happening right now. What I would like to see on the pound CAD is coming down for some sells, because we've got a bit of clear air here, you see, but it's not ready. We're currently still in a wave up. PTARs are showing green. The 1 hour ATAR is showing us that we're in the dead zone, so nothing happening. The only kind of real thing of interest this morning at 6 a.m, if you were on, was the news. The news came in. We had that massive push down, 80 pips, and we had a very small trade that we could have taken, and I sort of demonstrated the area of interest. Although the stop loss I put on was way too tight, and it took us out by probably a fraction. Okay, which is always frustrating. But the important thing with this is about learning. Okay, and it's learning where did price go to, and it went down perfectly where I said it would, just by looking at previous prices. And the previous price at that level was going back to April. Okay, so we had to go on a higher time frame, have a look at that, plot the horizontal ray, and it came down, it touched it, it came down a bit further, and then it wicked back up, and that was it. It was textbook, it really was. But it just goes to show that, if you're not quite sure what's happening or where price may go, just look left, look and see what's happened, because what happens in the past happens in the future in trading all the time. Right, GU. Nothing really, anything happening. Pretty slow. It's a pretty slow, steady day. Oh, this is looking a bit more tasty. So, see how the price is starting to move up, and it's starting to look a little bit more positive. Okay, so where would we put our stop loss? I would put my stop loss down at this level here, just maybe tiny. I know it's 10 pips, but, and then a 1 to 2 takes us somewhere about there. Okay, I can't quite. Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes you just do a tiny bit more, and it's like when you fill your car with fuel and it goes to like £20 and a penny. Okay. Yeah, so that's I mean, 10 pips is okay, but it's better to just to go a bit more. If you're confident about the trade, and you can see right now it's on this area of imbalance, and that area of imbalance is giving us a tiny bit of resistance. Okay, here. So you can plot areas of interest, previous highs. Okay. So we look at this, previous highs here. Okay, and what you don't want to do is put loads and loads of lines on. Okay. So you could say, okay, was a previous high, took the magnet tool off, previous high was there, then we've got a previous high which is like here, okay, which is the bottom of the imbalance, Okay, and then so you don't want to put loads of lines on because it'll just frustrate you. You'll just get a bit confused. You know, like me, I'm getting confused now. There we go. Well, let's just go back to where the price is, see what price is doing. And sometimes when you're in a trade and you see it going up and then it suddenly stops and it sort of goes and it's like, oh, what's happening now? Okay, go left, have a look at previous price, and you'll be able to find out the reason most of the time. So let's just go left again. Let me just show you a couple of things. So that, see where it is now? That's the area that I just marked up and deleted. Okay. So again, if you're kind of aware of it, you go, well, there's some previous highs, and that's where price is right now. In fact, let's put the thing back on. All right. So we'd go. Well, I'll go to the body of the candle. What you don't want to do is be optimistic and go to the wicks, okay, because that's just being optimistic and that's what catches people out. So go to the bodies and hit the body, maybe even a little bit lower than that. So that's all touching. Lots of nice touches on there. And the next high from there, okay, well, you've got this area here, okay, this area of kind of interest. So putting these on for illustration because I think it's always good learning. See how it touched it there and touched it all the way across there, okay? Then if you look a bit higher, that's the bottom of the imbalance. How interesting is that? Okay, and just thinking about it, I think that imbalance is gone. I think that imbalance has been taken away. Well, that imbalance, where is it? It's gone to 15. No, I think we're okay still. Right, so that, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're good. We're good on that. Okay, so you see now how that was the area I've just marked up. This is now the 15-minute time frame, not the 2. And price is trying to push past it, okay, which is positive on the 15-minute time frame. So it may well push past it, it may well bounce off, but you see right now it's starting to it's what I call positive price action. It's more this one here. Look, it's what we're looking at, this one here. All right, positive. Then we've got the area of interest, which is at the bottom of the imbalance. Then we've got the 200 moving average. Okay, so they're all like targets. They're all like the price has been attracted to this area. Okay, now what we could do is when the price gets to here, okay, the bottom of the imbalance, then it's going to act as a bit of a resistor. Okay, and so is the 200 moving average, but we're already in the imbalance. So maybe the banks will say, well, okay, this is our opportunity to take out the imbalance, okay, and maybe even go to new highs, and maybe even go to this pivot point here. Okay, it may well do, it may not, but let's see. And it's still having a little battle with this previous high. Still a resistance area. And this is one of the things about trading. It's great when you understand what's happening, rather than all you see is candles going up and down. You go, well, why is it doing that? Okay, when you understand what's happening in the relationship, you can start to enjoy it, and you can start to see what's going on. Okay, so now, yeah, we've got a battle going on between buyers and sellers at a resistance area. So let's bang it back on the 2 minutes. So on the 2 minutes, so it gives you a bit of a kind of like an early warning system. This is why we get on the 2 minutes, because it gives us a bit more of a zoomed in look. Okay, so it breaks these candles down. rather than just doing the 15-minute. So we get a look at it. But yeah, look, see how it's on the line. That area of interest that we put on there, it's just there. So now it's going above it. But as soon as we get clear air from that, okay, that area of interest then becomes support when it goes above it. So right now it's a ceiling, and we're kind of breaking through the ceiling, but it's kind of still pulling us back. Okay, get out the loft. All right, and you see now it's going up. Now it's going to hit another resistance area. It's going to bounce off there, and again this blue line that we put on, which is the bottom of the imbalance. Okay. So if we look at the Wadaratar is the explosion line. It's moving away. We've got a dark green, or we did have a dark green, moving away from there. So that area is resistance, but we'll have to see what happens, whether it breaks through or not. So yeah, we've got the wave up. PSAR is green, our wave is green, and the other thing you'll notice is the candles here, they've got small and they get bigger and then bigger and then bigger and bigger, and so they're still bigger now. Okay, so again that can tell us, okay, you're in the right direction. Stay in the trade, you know. But again, it's just one little factor that we've got to take into consideration. Right now, the thing that we're looking at is this area of interest, okay, and the battle that's going on. This is where we are, okay, this area here, where it all wicked, okay. Right, let's go look at some more pairs, because we've been talking about Euro CAD for a while. And while we've been doing that, the Euro USD has shot through the imbalance. It's shot through the pivot line. So all this imbalance has now been mitigated, and this would have been a great trade to take, okay, all the way up. And it just shows us the power of the strategy. And there you can see it went through up to the moving average. So remember, it was dancing around the moving average. Then we got the clear air, okay, and then we go, okay, good. Now we're going to consider getting in, okay, and then from there all the way up to there we've got 11 pips. So again, if you went long on this, we would get in somewhere around there. I'd probably say on the next candle would be more sensible. Then below, where are we? Yeah, I'll go below this. I'll go below here. There. So we're below this area here. Okay, so below the green trend line, and a 1 to 2 is there. Okay. Right. Let's see. Now the thing is with that, again, talking about your optimism bias, you've got a nice 1 to 2, okay, but the area of imbalance is here, okay. So what you want to be doing is taking profits below these significant areas, okay, so like your safety net. All right, so you want to be taking profits about, that's where I would do my take profit. It would be down there, okay. And I know it doesn't quite give you a 1 to 2, okay. However, then you've got to look at, okay, well, is it worth getting in the trade if you can't get a 1 to 2? And if you get like a, I mean, there's 1.1 to 1.74, it's still a decent return. I mean, you're still getting like 9 pips on a very, very slow day, okay. And then you could maybe mess around with your stop loss, but the best thing I would say is if you're happy with your stop loss and you get into that repetition of where to put your stop loss, don't go out of strategy, okay. And what a lot of scalpers do is they can see this going up, okay, yeah, I wouldn't even take the take profit to there. It would be below, okay, which is like anything. All right, always be conservative in every instance. Okay, GBP CAD. So again, it bounced off the 200, and it's bounced off again. Is it going to maybe make another attempt to go up? We'll have to see. There's a lot of things in the way. Okay, we've got the green trend line. That's going to offer resistance. We've got the moving average here, which is going to be offering resistance. We've got price action, previous price action, previous higher lows, which is from this structure here, which is going to offer resistance. So there's a lot of things in the way for the sells, whereas for the buys, if we get above the 200 moving average, we can consider where we go from there. Okay, GU, nothing really happened on that one, pretty steady. So we'll just take these off because they were for just illustration. Okay, EuroCAD. So again, EuroCAD, it may want to go up again to go and test this area, okay, and see what happens. It may well break through. It may just carry on meandering sideways. So we've got the news coming up in a minute, less than a minute, probably now. There we go. There's the news. So it was low impact news, so it may or may not have a huge impact. So it had no impact at all. Euro USD, just move that out of the way. No impact on that news. Right, but there will be impact at 3 o'clock because we've got Euro and USD, and yeah, we've got all sorts of news coming up. 3 o'clock, 3:30. So yeah, here we go. It's broken through that red trend line, okay, which is going to be resistance, and also a 200 moving average, which is also resistance. So is it going to? This is the pound US dollar. Is it going to break through a 200 moving average, and then we can consider potential buys? Okay, what our is telling us, we're still pretty much. What is it telling us? Yeah, we're outside of that dead zone on the histogram, but the explosion line is very much back into the downside. Okay, it's got a bit limp. We're now with okay. We'll just see what happens. Oh, 10 seconds left on this time frame. I don't think it's not going to break through. It's certainly not going to break clear on this time frame. Right, I'll come back to that. Euro CAD. Sideways. See, now we've got resistance with this area of interest in the bottom of the imbalance, and also this trend line. Okay, so either way, we're kind of stuck in a kind of a 16, 15 or 16 and reducing wedge. So price has got to do something. It may well do something around 3. Well, we know price is going to do something at 3 o'clock because we've got the US news. It's going to go crazy, okay, in one direction. We can always come back to that if we're not on. Euro USD. Yeah, nothing. It'd be nice to see price push past this imbalance and then push to the upside. That'd be nice, because it might end up with some big moves. That may well happen when it comes to the news. It may well push in that direction. And if you look at the sort of previous highs, when it was at the imbalance level there on Tuesday. Okay, so are we going to see an equal high to there? It's a big old move, but it's potential. 24 pips. Looks like it's miles away on these 2-minute time frames. Think, oh, it's huge, look at that. And it's like, oh, it's 10 pips. There we go. Right, so we've got to wait for the price to, like I say, break above. And currently, in terms of the strategy, we're in the wave up. We've got the peaks are down, which is what we don't want. We've got resistance at this level. On the moving averages, the 5, the 13, then we've got these in the wrong position. So we've got the 200 and the 62 in the wrong position. So we'd want them to cross over before we end up going for a buy. Ideally, okay, it's just one of the stacks that we look at, and also the Wadarata is showing us that there's not really much volume at the moment on the histogram, and also the explosion line is kind of, well, it's kind of went, you see, it kind of went down, it kind of went up, and then it went down, and it's now kind of leveling off. But so we've got 40 seconds left on this time frame, and I would love to see the clear air. I'd love to see price to get up to about here and then start to go up, because that'll be a really good trade. But I don't think it's going to. We'll just stay on this for a bit longer, just for the next 20 seconds. I think it wants to go up. Last 5 seconds. It looks like it's going to go to a reversal. Could be going for a sell. Yeah, still in that zone. For a minute, I thought it was going to go past and push, but now we've got a bearish engulfing candle. So it's was an engulfing candle, but we're going bearish right now. Right. GBP CAD, nothing happening. You can see how it's kind of respected that trend line, and it bounced off, and now it's kind of green, but again kind of flatlining on the Wadarata. Nothing really much happening. GBP USD, and what you'll find as well, I mean, I know we're 54 minutes away from the news at 3, but sometimes you end up with that sideways, consolidation before the news. Sometimes you get little breakouts or fake outs, as we call them, but ordinarily it's a pretty flat day. Yeah. It wants to go, I'm sure. I'm sure it wants to go. It wants to go past this line. It wants to take out this imbalance, but it's testing the area. And again, look at there's no volume in it, so it wants to go, but it ain't going yet. So that's Euro CAD, Euro USD, resisting on the top of the imbalance there. And again, if we didn't put this imbalance in, okay, remember before when we first came on, I said a tiny bit of imbalance on the 15-minute, but we'll put it in anyway. Put it in because, you might be looking at that going, well, why is price stalled there? What's going on? Okay, and that's why. because we've got imbalance, and it's taken the imbalance out, but it's still an area of resistance. All right, I've got 1:50 on here. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. All right, nothing on that. And nothing on that. Right, okay, we're going to call it a day. We're just past the hour and 5. But this is the way we trade. Real simple. Just put the indicators on and find out what price is doing and why price is doing things. I love the imbalance. It tells you so much. And what you can do as well is put alerts on your chart. So we could put alerts on, if on the moving average. I could put an alert on if we said, okay, we're looking for price to come above. Okay, that'll be nice for a breakout. Okay, so we just click that, put an alert on it, and GBP USD is crossing the horizontal ray only once. Sorry, flies. Only once, and then we can customize the message, whatever message we want, and click on create. Okay, and that's it. It's now got an alert on that line, and as you can see, we've got a little timer clock there. If we go into the little clock, the alerts, we can see the alerts are there, and we can add them or do whatever we want to do with them. Okay, so that's how we do it. So we don't have to look at the charts all day long, and that's always good. So we can come back and the alerts come through on your phone or email or whatever, and reassess it from there. Anyway, enough of this rambling. I hope you've enjoyed the session. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button just below. Really appreciate that. And if you got some value from this or any of the videos on this channel, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And it just goes to knowing that there are people there, and I can make more videos just like this. But again, any questions that you've got, my text number is down there. Don't call the text number, just ring it. Just text it. I don't answer any calls, but I will reply to text messages and emails. So yeah, just do that. Okay, hope you got some value from this. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you on the next session. Bye for now.